Hello, my name is Diego Magaña, and today I'm going to tell you the true story of how a group of guerrilla gardeners changed an entire city and kicked off a global movement for urban nature. Our story starts in my hometown, Oxnard. Here's a couple of fun facts. It's the largest coastal city between here, the Bay Area, and Los Angeles. It is a community primarily made up of farm worker immigrants and their families, and that's how I ended up there. And oh yeah, it's located in the fastest warming county in the contiguous United States. There's also a lot of stigma coming from Oxnard. We face abject poverty at times and urban decay. Growing up, the question was not, are you leaving? It was how. But then that changed one summer. You see, my family never went on vacation. My parents just couldn't afford it. But when we all graduated high school, my sister told my brother and I, you are gonna give me $50 each month until we save enough to take our parents camping in the Grand Canyon. We didn't have a choice, she was our big sister. But when we finally got there, and I stared out at this massive hole in the earth that was wider from wall to wall than the city that I grew up in my whole life, I cried. I had no idea what I was missing out on. And as we drove home, and the vast deserts and the dense forests morphed into fields and eventually asphalt and concrete, I felt grief. But then it clicked. Surely my hometown was just as beautiful as the Grand Canyon. And an idea was born. MiniNature Reserve, noun. A pocket of nature in an urban area grown, planted, cared for, and utilized by community. So we just did it. We didn't ask for permission. I just started growing plants in my backyard with some volunteers. Then we found a spot that had been dirt my whole life. I put some flyers around town, and 8 people showed up. And then we did it again, and 15 people showed up. And then we did it again and again until eventually crowds of 40, 50 people were coming to plant. And through taking care of these gardens and using the plants, many programs emerged, such as our indigenous cooking classes or our wreath-making workshops during the holidays. And my little backyard nursery graduated to become a nursery in the back lot of a church. So we're making moves. And we've had big impact. To date, we have 32 mini-nature reserves across Ventura County, and we've created 63,000 square feet of habitat. And I just wanted to say a little bit about the kinds of people that we bring out. We bring out everyone, young, old, different socioeconomic backgrounds. It really is a party. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows, because when you work to restore nature in the city, you face 2 main obstacles. The first being nature, but the bigger one being the city. And there was a distinct moment when it all came to a boiling point. This is the Carnegie Art Museum, a publicly funded art museum that closed its doors permanently in 2019. So, in 2024, we teamed up with 2 organizations and 16 local artists to take it over with plants and art. But before it could reach full bloom, the city tore everything out, sprayed it with glyphosate, and filled the parkways with concrete. It wasn't the first time that they had done something like this, but it was the first time that we decided to confront the big man in charge, Tom. Tom's response, "You are not authorized to do this. You fell right into my trap, and now we're gonna kill you." Okay, he didn't say that, but it felt like it because I had just outed us, and we were in big trouble. So I said, before you say anything, let's meet up at the garden where it all started. So there I was, standing in the garden. Tom and his backup, Jose, approaching me, hurling towards me at 2 miles per hour. I braced myself for impact. "You are not authorized to do this. You probably don't even have insurance. And who do you think you are?" And I tried to formulate a response, but I couldn't because a ladybug landed on his vest, and it was hard to take him seriously. And Jose was in a whole nother world, taking photos of passing butterflies. This is an actual photo of him. But by the end, this was also Tom, because it's hard to have a heated argument in a poppy field. And in the end, we agreed to form an agreement with the city that would allow us to continue doing what we do. But the catch was, we were banned until that agreement was in place. And we played along. We didn't do anything, but it became clear that they were stalling because they continued ripping out our plants and spraying them to make way for plastic grass. So we decided to do what we do best, We told our volunteers to take as many plants as they could from our nursery and flood the streets with as many native plants as they could. And in the end, the city finally agreed to work with us to install a mini nature reserve at the Oxnard Public Library. We won. But we're just getting started. You see, we have fans all across the globe, really, and people in LA and other areas of the US have already expressed interest in starting their own chapters. Our work was even recognized at the World Expo in Osaka, Japan, and we even have a celebrity fan in Bad Bunny. He was one of our first supporters. Here's the thing. We will not rest until nature can be found in every park, school, library, parkway, every crack in the sidewalk in every city across the globe. You get to decide if you want to be a part of that or not. But as we grow, it is crucial that we maintain our roots where it all started. Help me build the MiniNature Reserve Community Nursery and Education Center in Oxnard, California. It will be a place where we create resources for our many chapters and also take on high-profile landscape projects that involve community with clients around the globe. If this sounds of interest to you, come see me after the show. Thank you.